Hello and welcome to CNN News. I'm your host Matt Kukasic and today's top story. Breaking news, as Prince Phillip, Queen Elizabeth II's husband, has died aged 99, which was recently announced by Buckingham Palace. The prince married Princess Elizabeth in 1947, 5 years before she became Queen, and was the longest serving royal consort in British history. A statement from Buckingham Palace said it is with deep sorrow that Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Last month, the Duke of Edinburgh left hospital after a month-long stay for treatment. Prince Philip and the Queen had 4 children, 8 grandchildren and 10 great-grandchildren. Their first son, the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, was born in 1948, followed by his sister, the Princess Royal, Princess Anne in 1950, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew in 1960, and the Earl of Wessex, Prince Edward in 1964. Prince Philip was born on the Greek island of Corfu on the 10th of June 1921. His father was Prince Andrew of Greece and Denmark, a younger son of King George I of the Hellenes. His mother, Princess Alice, was a daughter of Lord Louis Mountbatten and the great-granddaughter of Queen Victoria. Though never given the title of Prince Consort, he lived a life of relentless royal duty, relinquishing his promising naval career, which some believed would have seen him rise to become the first Sea Lord, for a role requiring him to walk several feet behind his wife. Having made this choice, he immersed himself wholeheartedly in national life, carving out a unique public role. He was the most energetic member of the royal family, with, for many decades, the busiest engagements diary. Even when well advanced in years, he could still be seen on walkabouts hoisting small children over security barriers to enable them to present their prizes to his wife. Often he received little public recognition for his endeavours. In this part, this was due to his uncomfortable relationship with the press, whom he labelled bloody reptiles and whose coverage often focused on his gaffes. He once told the former Conservative MP and biographer Giles Brandreth, "I have become a caricature. There we are. I've just got to accept it." The Duke could be blunt and outspoken to the point of offensiveness. He claimed to have coined the term dontopediology, a talent for putting one's foot in one's mouth. Prone to bad-tempered outbursts, he never suffered fools gladly. Equally, he could be charming, engaging and witty, and displayed such genuine curiosity on his official visits that his hosts were flattered. While constitutionally excluded from the major areas of the Queen's professional life, he held no constitutional role other than a privy councillor and saw no state papers. He set about modernising a monarchy he feared could end up as a museum piece. It was at his instigation that the practice of presenting jubantees at court was abolished in 1958. He initiated informal palace lunches to which guests from a variety of backgrounds were invited. Garden parties were also broadened. He chaired the Wayhead Group, composed of leading royal family members and their advisors, to analyse and avert criticism of the institution. The Queen, who deferred to him in private, would say, "What does Philip think on many major matters concerning the royal household, big decisions, including her finally agreeing to pay tax on her private income, the abolition of the royal yacht Britannia, and her letter to Charles and Diana suggesting an early divorce, were taken after consultation with the Duke, according to insiders." He set out his views on the monarchy on several occasions, recognizing it could not be all things to all people and therefore would always find itself in a position of compromise, or risk being kicked from both sides. But, he argued, people still respond more easily to symbolism than to reason. People instinctively understood the idea of a representative rather than governing leader, and it was important for national identity, he maintained. He had a keen interest in religion and conservation, despite dispatching a 2.5 metre or 8-foot tiger with a single shot on an official visit to India in 1961, the same year he became president of the World Wildlife Fund UK. Industry, science and nature were other passions. One of his most famous speeches was in 1961, when he told leading industrialists, "Gentlemen, I think it's time we pulled our fingers out," and loved gadgets. From the outset, he took a keen interest in young people through the Duke of Edinburgh Award, which he launched in 1956, inspired by his school days, and organisations such as the National Playing Fields Association and the Outward Bound Trust. With his youthful good looks and sporting prowess, Phillip was a pin-up. He played polo in 1971. Injury forced him to retire, after which he took up 4 in-hand carriage driving, a coach with 4 horses, which he continued to complete at an international level well into his 80s. He was a crack shot, a qualified pilot and an accomplished sailor. As a searchlight control officer on the battleship HMS Valiant, he was mentioned in dispatches in 1941 for his role in the Battle of Matapan against the Italian fleet. His wartime service also saw him present at the Japanese surrender in Tokyo Bay in 1945. The Bishop of London, Charles Richard Chartres, once told the unauthorized biographer Graham Turner, if one of the standard English aristocrats had married the Queen, it would have bored everyone out of their minds. The Duke of Edinburgh was many things, but one of the things he was not was boring. That is all the news for today. All information is accurate as of the 9th of April 2021. I have been your host, Matt Kotasich, and thank you for watching today in the news. Good night.